We wish you a Merry Sniffmas and a pirate
Parlay.
Merry Christmas, everyone. It's Christmas Eve, and it's actually a day of remembrance. It's the anniversary of, kind of one of the wildest hockey experiences I've been ever part of, at least one of the most memorable, because outside of this, I've obviously had a wild memory or two. If you watched a Dave and a Dan, you know about my decoy apartment searches. I got all sorts of crazy stories, and one of them is something known as the Santa fight. If you literally go to YouTube and you type Santa fight and hit enter, you will see a mini documentary from MSG about one of the nights where my friends and myself at the Nassau Coliseum during a Flyers and Islanders game caused a delay to the start of the second period because there was a promotion going on where if you dressed up as Santa Claus, you got into the event for free. Let's just say we created, for lack of a better term, some ruckus on the ice.
What was that ruckus?
I'll link it at the end of this video so you can check it out.
I heard a ruckus.
That happened on the 23rd. What's happening on this 23rd? A ton of NHL games. And why are you so interested in these NHL games? Because you didn't do any of your Christmas shopping yet. No, you've been waiting. You go, no, I'm going to do it after I hit the big pirate parlay. You missed by one leg, and then it was the next day. No, I'm going to do the Christmas shopping after I hit that big parlay. No, it's Sunday. There's football. I'm going to hit that big pirate parlay. And now here you are. It's Monday. Christmas is in 2 days. You don't have your gifts. You never had your car, and you're hoping that can all change on a Monday. Thanks to who? You're hoping a guy that you found on YouTube. You clicked things on a computer. My face came up. You clicked it. You started watching these videos. And now you're hoping some guy on a screen in your living room right now is going to say words that will eventually allow you to purchase Christmas gifts for people. But how are the Christmas gifts going to get there on time? How are you possibly going to get these after these bets clear tonight? What are you going to do? Oh, no, you're going to go to Groupon and then print out the Groupon gifts that you get for people and stick it in their stocking like that's going to be the same thing as getting a tangible gift? Is that what you're going to do? You can't even do that because you know that printer, that dusty Canon inkjet that you haven't fired up in years, it's out of ink. It's been out of ink for years. And now you're going to have to pay like the express Amazon Christmas prices just to get the ink to print out the awful Groupon gift that you'll only be able to get if I come through with some Monday NHL Sniffs. No pressure. No pressure on me. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this the same way I start most of my Patreon posts, which is here's a team I like to win. Here's an under 6.5 I like. Never really an over 6.5 I like. And then here are some of my favorite player props. Let's start in the pizzeria where I know you guys live. You live in that pizzeria and you just want to bet things that are on that front page. You're a front page better. There's a team that I like to win. It's kind of the same game that I gave out earlier this year. You guys remember when Winnipeg, they were borderline unstoppable. They hadn't lost a game all season. And I said, what? Nothing is more Toronto than a team who isn't playing well to open up the year, going into Winnipeg and thoroughly beating them, and that's exactly what they did. So am I taking Toronto again here? No, I'm actually taking Winnipeg to repay that favor. Am I just doing it because, oh, well, you took Toronto the first time, now you're the guy taking Winnipeg the second time? No, I'm taking this for a couple of different reasons. One very important reason, and right now you're the random guy who thinks you know what that is. You're saying, oh, you think I don't know? Oh, what, Austin Matthews isn't playing? You reinvented the wheel. Oh, congrats, Austin Matthews isn't playing. Now you're saying take the Winnipeg Jets at plus 100.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Winnipeg, they're not laden with offensive talent. They really have to have their top players pretty much carry the load. So when you lose one of your top 4 forwards, things start to get tough offensively. Maybe the power play works a little more inefficiently. He was one of the best in the league when he was still around, and he's been out of the lineup for like a good 10 games. But he came back, and you're starting to see some more balanced offensive production. And for a team like Winnipeg, that absolutely means a lot. And that's Nikolai Ehlers a member of that top power play and pretty much the driver of their second line 5-on-5. He came back into their lineup, looked closer to the Winnipeg. Look, I am not a huge Winnipeg long-term guy. This is the third straight year we see them coming sprinting out of the gate. Then you kind of see the offense dry up, and then it's like, okay, who are we come playoffs? Oh, Hellebuck wins a Vezina, and then all those numbers go out the windows come playoff time. Anyway, that's a combo for a different day. We're talking about me being a Winnipeg fan on this night. I like Ehlers returning to that lineup, and I do think Austin Matthews not being in the lineup. When you're facing a great defensive team with a great goalie like Winnipeg, somebody like Austin Matthews definitely makes a difference. I'm going with Winnipeg. That's a great price, plus 100 to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, who will likely be without Austin Matthews in Toronto. So I'm taking Winnipeg to repay that favor from a couple months back. Now, there's another money line that I would like to say that I liked this money line 24 hours ago because the same two teams played. One of my favorite teams to win on Sunday was the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers, hey, I can't blame them. I know what it's like. They can't get it up for a 4. They're on the road at Calgary. It's like, oh, God, I can't. Let's just get shut out. Get out of here. I can't do this. They need the juices flowing. They need 7s. They need 8s. They need 9s. And then when they play a 10 in Edmonton, you get their best shot. After back-to-back shutouts, they go on the road, score 6 goals against Edmonton. They come home, they play a rival in the Tampa Bay Lightning in Tampa Bay, hold them to 2 goals, no points for Kucherov, and they get another big win. Well, they're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning again, this time in Sunrise, second time in 2 nights. And I like Florida to win this game again, but the problem is they're at home, so we're not getting that great price that we got yesterday. Yesterday it was like minus 110, or it was a pick 'em. But since we got Vasilevsky last night, they may play him again. They're one of the teams, they will play Vasilevsky on back-to-back nights. But even if he's playing, I like Florida to be able to pop in over 3.5. The over 3.5 goals is minus 105. The win is like minus 160. Yeah, I think the over 3.5 goals against Tampa playing 2 in a row, I kind of like that bet, especially when we know John Cooper is one of those early goalie pullers. So if it's a situation like yesterday where it's 3-2 or if it's 3-1, we know we got a high likelihood of that empty net goal. So I will go with over 3.5 goals for the Florida Panthers. And also in that game, another way to make a plus money sniff, Florida's one of the few teams that can shut down anyone. You've seen them take McDavid out of games. We've seen them take Kucherov out of games. No points last game. But rather than attack anybody on that point Gensel Kucherov line, give me the plus money under half of a point for Brandon Hagel, who's having a fantastic year. But I don't sweat the kind of year somebody's having when they're going up against an engaged defensive team, and that's what Florida has proven to be when they want to be. It's always tough to try to get behind it. Like, look down at the end of this schedule tonight. I can't give you many picks from these games. I don't know if Vegas is going to mail it in against Anaheim. I don't know if Minnesota is going to mail it in against Chicago. The mail-in is always possible when you have bottom dwellers playing the cream of the crop. So that's why I try to take teams like this. I try to bet on Toronto, Winnipeg. They're both getting it up for an 8. I'm trying to bet on Florida, Toronto. They're both getting it up for an 8 or 9. And those are the ones I truly feel like it's just the highest likelihood that I can gauge what's going to happen because it's the closest to what I like to call real hockey. The further you get from teams with Stanley Cup aspirations playing each other is the further you get away from real hockey, aka you're talking about fake hockey. So I try to pick my spots wisely. So those are kind of the money lines, totals that I like. Let's look at an under. I brought up Washington last week. Thought they were going to lose to Carolina. They did not lose to Carolina, but what they didn't do was score a lot. Then they beat the Kings, another impressive win. But what they didn't do is score a lot. They're winning in a style that I thought that they would win more frequently. They showed last year they can play good defensive hockey under this coach. They won a lot of crusty, low-scoring games. And now that Ovechkin's out of the lineup and the goals really aren't flowing, especially from that top line, You're seeing them have to rely on good goaltending, good defense, eking out some lower scoring wins. What have we said about the Boston Bruins all year long? Not a ton of offense because they don't have the depth that they used to have. So you're talking about two teams who are not scoring in bunches. The total set at 6. I'm cool with give me the under 6 in that game. You know what else I'll do? Give me the under 6.5. And with the over 3.5 shots on goal for David Pastrnak. You know, you want a little pirate parlay present? That's not a full parlay present, but let's just call that a little stocking stuffer. Plus 220, under 6.5, over 3.5 shots on goal for David Pastrnak. And then let's get to some of my favorites. Let's get to some line combos that are going to be plus 130, plus 140, plus 150. Now go look at the money lines and underdogs and see what you have to bet on to get a plus 150. I don't know why anybody would do that other than I have to. I live in one of these towns. We don't have anything good. I got to go to the pizzeria. The guy just makes me take money lines. Doesn't even let me take puck lines. It's money lines and that's it. But in all honesty, all the value is still in some of these point props, especially the point prop combos. I keep bringing up Point and Gensel. They've been priced out. There are many good ones left, including one we hit this last week. I brought it up, hit. We know the power play's red hot because of Patrick Laine. We're talking about Caulfield, Suzuki, top line, top power play. They've been playing together for years now. Great chemistry. Are they on the road against Florida? Am I going to be absolutely terrified? Where are they going? Where are they going? A team that I should be? Are they at Vegas? I don't want to do that. They're on the road at Columbus. Columbus, who's had some true ruckus-oriented games, especially at home. Even last game, they had a 2-goal lead going into the third in Philadelphia. Ended up being, a 5-4 overtime final? You can score against Columbus. And all we're looking for is one connection between Caulfield, Suzuki, plus 130 right there. Then in Pittsburgh, where they're at home, taking on Philadelphia, a little Pennsylvania rivalry. Those games sometimes get a little ruckus-oriented. Those aforementioned Blue Jackets just played a 5-4 game with the Flyers. The Flyers just got in a ruckus-oriented game with Detroit. You can catch them on the right nights, and especially with Pittsburgh, if they're not getting good goaltending and their defense is lacking, which we saw much of the season up until these last couple of weeks, you can get in crazy games. We're talking about Sidney Crosby and his top line mate, top power play line mate, Ricard Raquel, plus 130 at home against the Philadelphia Flyers. That's another great point prop combo. You guys want a little high-priced pirate parlay to send you on your way into that? There's no better way that I could send you into Christmas than with a little gift from the Lunds. You remember them? Because their point props are both well into the plus money for this road game against Vancouver. And now we have Power Play 2 correlation, unfortunately not Power Play 1 correlation, with Eklund and Zetterlund. You put both of them together, you're getting a fantastic price. And if that's not enough because you're that greedy and you want to get the craziest, you want to get that hot air balloon gift on Groupon for your whoever. I was going to say your significant other, but come on. You have a whole slew of bets in on Christmas Eve. There is no significant other. But if you still want to clear all those credit card bills out, then you can do the 2 points for Eklund, 1 point for Zetterlund. I can't greenlight that. You don't need, of course you do. The point is not enough. The plus money point isn't enough. The 2 points for Eklund isn't enough with the 1 point from Zetterlund. It's never enough.
You never had your car.
That's what I have for you here on this Christmas Eve. Good luck to you. Merry Sniffmas to me. Make sure that you give me a gift. Everybody gives someone a gift today, and you're going to give me 4. The first, you're going to like this video. Quick little gift. You throw that in the stocking. Then, comment. What are you going to comment? Comment the scam Christmas gift. I started the bidding. If you didn't go Christmas shopping, because you know many of the people who are reading these comments, who are watching this video, they didn't do one iota of Christmas shopping. Give me solid scam last-minute gifts in the comments. And then also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're enjoying the videos. If you hate them, then don't. And then if you want to know when the videos come out and you want to watch them as soon as they drop, you got to click the notifications. And the best Christmas gift that you could ever give me is joining the Patreon. It's patreon.com/AndyFrancess. You can be a supporter of this show, the lone sponsor of this show. That's also where you'll get the line combinations. You get my weekend sniffs. That's where I'm in the chat room with all the other sniffers. I hope to see you there. If not, I will see you after the holiday for the next round of NHL, NFL Sniffs. We are doing a Dave and a Dan the day after Christmas. I'll get it out as soon as I can. We're going to film it the day after Christmas, so we will get it out for Week 17. Hopefully, I will see you guys there. Take it easy. I'll talk to you then, and truly have a Merry Christmas.